Good evening. Good evening. Still trying to like do some settings. That's why you see me click very to the screen, and also waiting for others to join. Hi Joyce, good evening. Daniel Conception. Okay. Hi Daniel. I don't understand your language, but good evening. Hello. Pamela. Hello Lydia. Bolanle. Thank you all. I can see you guys. Thank you. Saeed Umar. Black baby. Okay. Good evening, Oge. Elizabeth, good evening. I'm trying to see if I can pin the topic. I'm still trying to like understand how this live lesson work. Okay. All right, so we have 16 people here already. I think that's boy start. Hi, Oge. Hello, Elizabeth. Hi, Raj. Good evening, everyone. So today, we have 19 people here. Good evening. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, kindly say yes. Like you can hear me, say you can hear me. Good evening, everyone. Let me adjust the slide. So today we are learning how to make trouser, female trouser. Yes, thank you, everyone. You said you can hear me. So we won't waste much time. Like I'm planning not to spend more than 30 minutes or 45 minutes max in this live video, because if you notice that I actually started late. We're supposed to start at 7 p.m. but I was not around, so I came back late and all of that. Yeah, so we are going to start with the measurement of trouser for the sake of those who do not know how to take the measurement, and yeah, who would like to also know how to do it from afresh. Bolale Kazim, you can hear me. Thank you very much. Please share this video to your soulmates, your fellow sisters, soul sisters. Share this video to them, because this trouser pattern I'm teaching today is something everyone should know. I mean, this is my signature trouser pattern, and there is no one, I mean, there is no single person that has taken my trouser course or used my trouser pattern that has come with issues. There's always testimonials after they use my trouser pattern to make their trousers. So thank you very much. She said, okay, just someone said she loved me. Thank you so much. So kindly listen attentively, okay? Just pay attention, because I'll be very fast. Last time we had our live video, I noticed that on the whiteboard my marker was malfunctioning, so I had to like paste paper here. So I hope you guys can see it from A to Z. If you cannot see it, let me know, but from my camera A, I think it's quite visible. Okay, good. This you can see it, so that's fine. So we start with the measurements. Now, when you're taking trouser measurements, or you want to make trouser for your client, the first thing you want to do is ask that person, where do you hang your trouser? Because it's not everybody that hangs their trouser on their natural waist. Some people, especially the older ones, they like to put here. But for me, what I do as a professional is that I ask my clients, or I encourage them to hang their trouser here, because this is the right position to hang your trouser. Not only does it make you smart, it also conceal your tummy. But when you hang your trouser under your bed, it's kind of like make the tummy protrude out. So if a client comes to me and say, oh, I hang my trouser here, I'll tell them, no, this is the right position to a trouser. So because this is the position where you're hanging your trouser, you can decide to like wrap a tape around the person's waist. For me, I don't usually do that because I'm already like used to it. But as a beginner, the first thing you want to do, wrap a tape around the person's waistline, round, make sure it's horizontal. Then all the length you're taking should be from that tape, so that you can get an accurate measurement. Okay, so let's say my tape is here now. I don't have a second tape here. So you'll be needing maybe a rope or another tape, a second tape. So first thing you want to take is, depends, you can start with any of the measurement, or to take it accordingly, I always like to start with my length. So you want to take from the waistline down to the person's knee length. Okay, you want to take from the waistline, this is the knee, you want to take it down to the person's knee length, and make sure that the person is standing upright. Very important, down to the knee length. Okay, while the person is standing upright, put your hand on the knee area and then take it all the way to the floor. Now you can ask the person to tiptoe, because especially if the person is going to be pairing the trouser with heel, if it's going to be with a flat foot, and the person can stand upright, but make sure that the length of your trouser touches the, is outdated to be wearing trouser that stop at the ankle level. So make sure that the trouser touches the floor, because most time people pair their trousers with heels or maybe a low heel footwear. So make sure it touches the floor, but at the same time my measurement still goes straight to the ankle first. So I record from the waist to the ankle length, then I now extend it to the floor. Normally, let's say I'm going to be making a trouser of maybe the person's waist to ankle is 44, to the floor length would be extra 2 inches, that's 46 inches. So in case I got to take the person's waist to floor measurement, so if I get like 44 is for the waist to ankle, I'll just add 2 inches to it, and that will give me the waist to floor length. And if it is going to be high heels, I can add like 3 to 4 inches to that waist to ankle length, so I will get the full length of the person. So that's for that. So we've gotten the waist to knee, okay, and waist to floor. Some people usually measure waist to thigh, but me, I don't need that, and I still get very perfect fit. So waist to knee and then to the floor. So that's that measurement. The next thing you want to take is the crotch depth, or is it called crotch depth? You need the person to sit on a flat surface. Don't sit on a sofa, on a flat surface, a plastic like this, where you can see the person's bum, okay, sitting on the chair. Then you take the tape rope around the area where you've tied your tape, the person's exact waist measurement, exact waistline. You take it all the way, let it stop on the surface of the seat. Let your tape stop right on the surface of the seat. That is how to get the crouch length. That's working perfectly for me. Some people use some measurements, they use some calculation to get that, but you can use that as well if it works for you. Another way to get your crouch depth is take your full trouser length and take your inseam length. You do it from here, take it all the way to the trouser length, and deduct whatever value you got from here from the full trouser length. Let's say my inseam is 32 and my full length is 44. That means my crotch depth will be 44 minus 32. That means I'm getting 2 inches for my crotch depth. So those are the 2 meters that I know is good for, you know, the crotch depth. Now once you've done that, the next thing is to take is the circumference. So you ask the person to separate their leg. Now when you're taking somebody's trouser measurement, make sure that they're also wearing trouser. You don't want to be taking someone's measurements for trouser and the person is wearing skirts. And make sure they're not wearing jeans, because jeans usually add to measurement. And then be wearing a lightweight fabric, this kind of crepe I'm wearing a hair. So that's that. It is good always educate your clients about the kind of dresses they should wear when you want to take their measurements. When you take measurement of a client with wearing a bulky dress, you're going to be having problem with that measurement later. So you take at the widest part of the hip. That's where you take the person's thigh. Don't go and take it here. It's very wrong. So you take it here. For me, I usually take exact measurements, right? So when you take it here, you add 2 inches to it. Whatever result you get, take exact. Don't make it too tight. Don't make it too loose. Whatever result you're getting from here, you're going to add 2 inches to it. So take for example, you got 26. On your pattern, you'll be working with 28 instead of 26. Because if you work with 20, that's 6. By the time the person sits down, by the time the person sits down, the thighs expand, okay? So at the end of the day, that 26 will be too small for that person. That is the reason why you need to add extra 2 inches to your thigh circumference, okay? Then the hip circumference. make sure that the tape go around your buttock, okay, and then it captures the widest part of the hip. Because one thing I've noticed is that some people, their hip area is actually not on the same line with their bum area. The bottom is a little up than the actual hip line here. So when you just take the buttock area or like this, you are leaving some flesh here. So what I do is I just bend tape, I just let it tilt down a little bit so that it can capture the person's flesh around this part. Then I can just this way to ensure that there is ease for the person to wear their trouser or their skirt, irrespective of whatever I'm sewing, whether skirt or trouser. So once you've gotten measurements, still take exact measurement, right? For hip or trouser, unlike skirts, you are not going to use the exact measurement. If you're making a skirt, you can use the exact measurement for your hip, but if you're making a trouser, you must add extra 1 inch to it. That's even if you want it fitted. That extra 1 inch you are adding to it will still come out fitted. Like this one I'm wearing, there's extra 1 inch. Can you see how fitted and how perfect it is? So if you want it loose, you can add more than 1 inch, but if it's fitted, just add 1 inch to it, okay? So let's say this is the measurement I'm working with, because I want to work with the size of the board. All right, so I'm working with hip 31. I'll be adding 1 inch to it. That will be my new hip measurement for the trouser. That means my hip is now 32 inches. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, thank you. So, and I'm working with, okay, I'm not taking knee circumference. Knee circumference as well. Remember I said that your thigh, you'll be adding 2 inches to it. For your knee circumference, you will also add 2 inches to the exact measurement. So when you're taking knee circumference, don't take it uprightly like this. Tell the person to do as if they want to walk, because the knee also kind of like expand when we are walking. So they do as they want to walk, and then you take the measurement round their hip. So whatever you got, you're going to also add 2 inches to it. That is the value of knee circumference you will be working with. Okay, thank you. I hope you guys are following. So for this measurement, I'm going with 12 inches for the hip. Then I'm going to add 2 inches for ease. Remember I said that we want it to be a little free around the knee area. So we add 2 inches for ease. That gives us 14 inches. Then the ankle. So I'm going to be, when you're taking ankle, when you're taking the ankle, you take it with the heel, the back of your leg. I hope you guys can see my leg. I don't know if you guys can see my leg. You don't just take the ankle round like this. You take it with the back of your leg. That's how you take your ankle measurement, okay? Because when you're wearing the trouser, even if it is a fitted trouser, your leg needs to pass through, the trouser will pass through that part of your leg, which is quite wide. So if you take just the ankle circumference, it's going to be tight. So what you could do is, let's say you take just the ankle circumference, you need to add some excess to it, maybe like 2 or 3 inches wide. But the best thing is just to take it that way I have shown you earlier. So my ankle here is 8 inches for what I have taken. With that method I have taken, I won't add anything to it, okay? So I'll be using the full length of this paper. Then my crotch depth, I'm assuming my crotch depth for this measurement is 8 inches. 8 inches for the crotch, okay? So now we are going to go straight into drafting. Thank you for following. Please give this video a like if you think you're getting value. We have 23 viewers now. If you're enjoying the video, give it a like, and if you have a question, wait till I say there is time for question, then I'll start looking at the screen, okay? So we are going to start now. I want to be sure that you guys can see clearly before I start. See the board clearly before I start. Okay, good. Now, before you start drafting your pattern, you want to divide your pattern into two. Get the dimension of your paper to ensure that this is going to take your implement. Now, how do you get the dimension of your paper to know that it's going to be enough? There are two ways you can draft your pattern. You can decide to draft the front separately, or draft the back and draft the back separately. And you can decide to draft both front and back together, and then you trace out maybe the front or the back, and then you separate it. For this tutorial, I'm going to be drafting both of them together, okay? Because of the space of the board and time as well. So In that case, because I'm drafting front and back together, the widest part of my pattern is going to definitely come from the back measurement. Okay, so there's something called crotch extension when you're drafting pattern for trouser. Now, crotch extension is that part of the front of your trouser that goes to the front. Crotch line is going like this. This is called the crotch depth. The one that goes to the front is called the crotch extension, CE. So how do you calculate CE? CE is calculated by your hip, your exact hip divided by 10 minus 2 inches. So let's say my hip is 40. When I divide it by 10, the result is going to give me what? 4. Then I deduct 2 inches from it. That will give me 2 inches. That means my crotch depth is 2 inches. For somebody who is hip 40, their crotch 2 inches. So you can even have crotch depth calculated for different sizes. I hope we are together. So for this now, our hip is 31. If you divide it by 10, it's going to give us 3.1. If you take 2 inches, it's going to give you 1.1. But however, if you're making trouser for an adult, no matter how small the person's size, because this is like a measurement, okay? No matter how small the person measurement is, their crotch depth should not be less than 2 inches. It should never be less than 2 inches. So for this person, I'll be using 1.5 because it's like a child's measurement, alright? So I hope you understand the calculation of the crotch extension perspective of the value I'm using in this video, right? So that's that. So you need to calculate this crotch extension, divide the person's new hip, that's after adding is, divide it by 4. So if I'm using 32 here, 32 divided by 4 will give me 8 inches. If I now add my crotch extension, I'm going to be using 1.5 here. That's 8 plus 1.5. That is okay, so somebody wrote crotch extension. I hope that explanation of crotch extension is clear to you, Bolanle. So if I add 8 plus 1.5, that will give me 9.5 inches. So that's the width I need for the front. But for the back, we still normally do some extension. So I can add like maybe extra 2 inches or 3 inches to that 9.5 for get the width of the paper I need, which what we have here is quite more than that. So once you've gotten the paper you needed, divide it into 2, your margin like this. So the next thing I want to do now is draw out my horizontal line. So I'm going to show you how you get your horizontal line. The major horizontal line that is going to be here is the tie line, which also serves as the crotch depth. Then the knee area, I will show you how to get knee measurements in case you forgot to take it on your client. Then the ankle area, all right? Then we also have the hip area. I'll also show you how you can place hip in case you forgot to take the person's waist to hip. Or yeah, so that's that. So let's go ahead and place the tie horizontal line. We also serve as now when you're making trouser and it has band, you have to consider the band. If it is bandless, then you can just go ahead and place your measurement. But if you're attaching band, take note that this is where the length of your trouser starts from. So band inclusive. So when you're placing your length on your pattern paper, you have to exclude the height of your band. Call it band height. Exclude it so that you won't have extra length by the time band to it. So let's say my band height is 1.5 inches in this case. So what I'm going to do, there are 2 ways I draft my trousers. The way I draft my band with it and I trace it out. That way I'll have to prepare my band after I'm done. But this is a faster method. Just eliminate the band when I'm drafting the pattern for the trouser, and then I'll just cut my band maybe as freehand, straight or curve after I am done. Okay, so I will just exclude band from this tutorial. Band is something that anybody can get, of course. So let's say our crotch depth is 8 inches and my band height is 1.5. What I will do is that on this my margin, I will place 1.5 until I get 8 inches. So that's going to be my line for the tie. Once you exclude the band height from it, if you don't exclude it, you're going to have extra length. And I'm going to do this exclusion. I'm going to exclude this band height for all my trouser, all the length I'm putting here. So I want to assume that my length here is 18. I'm just assuming, I'm not using a specific measurement. So I'm assuming it's 18. But let's say we are working with a real here. Thank you. Someone said my skin look gorgeous. Thank you so much. So from the thigh to the person's ankle, take notes, from the thigh to the ankle, I didn't say to the actual trouser length, from thigh to ankle, because the trouser length may actually be longer than the ankle length, okay? But you're calculating now from the thigh to the ankle. So let's say from the thigh to the ankle stops here. All right, what you're going to do is you will divide that point into 2 and then you go up by 2 inches. That's your waist to knee length for the trouser. That's your waist to knee length for the trouser. I think I have 13 here. No, I have 25.5. If I divide that into 2, I'm having like almost 13. So if I go up by 2 inches, to be stopping somewhere around here, you can see by just gauging, I almost got the knee. So in case you forget to take your client's waist to knee, this is how to calculate that. I hope that's clear to everyone. So I've gotten my waist to knee already as 18 inches. So I'll rule that out. All right. Let me take my hair. Somebody is asking me how I got the later. When we are done, you can watch this video again because I don't want it to take too long. I'm going to upload it on my channel, so you watch it and you will understand how I got the crotch depth. Or is it crotch extension you asked about? Or is it the crotch depth? I sat down to take my measurement from waist to surface of the seat. That's how I got my crotch depth. I also gave them a different method which you can watch after we are done with this on my channel. All right, so we have, I'm just assuming that this point is my ankle or the trouser length. Yeah, so now we have our thigh, we have the knee, and then we have the ankle. Okay, now how do you get the hip line? You can go up by you can divide here into, or you just go up by 2 inches or 2.5 max. That will give you your hip. I won't be doing that here. I will take it a little bit because it's a small measurement. Or you can use your waist to hip. So if your waist to hip is 10, you take off 1.5 to get your value. I hope that's clear. The hip line is not really a big deal. Please, I won't be able to repeat explanation because it's a live video, and the more I repeat explanation, the longer the video gets, because I'm still going to repost it on my channel. So everything I'm saying, if you miss it, please kindly watch the channel. So this is the hip line now. Watch the video on the channel. So this is the hip line, this is the thigh, this is the knee, this is the ankle. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to get our crotch extension line. All right, can you guys see to this point? Okay, you guys can see to this point, right? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do here. I will place measurement. So this is not exactly how I usually do it because this line in the middle is not really important like that. I need from the crotch extension, but since I've already drawn the line in the middle, I will just work with that. We are going to place our hip measured by 4. 32 here divided by 4 will give us 8 inches. So I'm going to place 8 inches, half of that 8 inches on both sides here. So 4 here, 4 here. All right, that's the hip measurement now. That's after we've added this to it. So I'll just take the same thing all the way to the top. 4, 4. So I haven't gotten that. I'm going to rule this line straight, vertically like this. Okay, I don't need to rule this one straight yet. So it's from here I will now place on the thigh area. I'm going to place my crotch extension. I said I'm going to be working with, I didn't write thigh measurements here. I'm going to be working with 1.5. So let's say my thigh circumference here, let's say my thigh circumference, my exact thigh circumference. Remember I told you guys that you're going to be adding 2 inches to your thigh circumference. If I add 2, that will give me 21 inches, right? For this person's measure, all right? So now we've gotten our crotch extension here, CE. The next thing, just leave that aside for now. The next thing I'm going to get is my waist measurement. Remember that what we took all the way up is just the hip measurement. Now, my waist measurement, I'm going to divide my waist. Of course, your waist is your waist, exact waist measurement. If you're using a curved band, if your measurement is 32, you can use 34 for this trouser, so that by the time it's your band for your waist, you can have it curved. You use 32 at the top and then 34 at the base of the band. But if you are using a straight band, of course, is that actual measurement you took that you'll be using here. So let's say we are working with a straight band. My waist here is let's say the waist here is 25. Of course, you use your exact waist measurement to make it firmer than any regular waist. Tell the person to hold their stomach inside a little bit so that the trouser will hang perfectly. It won't be falling down. Yeah, it's only when you are making maybe a pants trouser that you don't make it too tight, so that by the time they release their stomach, the button, the zipper will be opening teeth, and then they can use belt to hold it together nicely. So that's when you don't take firm measurement if it's a pants trouser, like a corporate trouser. But if it's a normal regular trouser, you can use very firm waist measurements. So I'm using 25 here. 25 divided by 4 will give me 6.25. So I'll place 6.25 on both sides of this line. That's 6.25 will give me 3/1/8. I guess, yeah. 3/1/8. 6.25. So that's quarter of the waist measurement. So I will now connect this point to the hip. Use your hip curve. Don't use just your hand. Use your hip curve. This is not hip curve, but this is what I have here available at the moment. So you connect them together like that. Then you now also connect here through this point of the hip like this. You connect it this way, and then you sit. You allow the crotch to sit nicely as you are connecting it. You curve it nicely. You must not have a funny look. It must sit nicely inside this hole. Yeah, it must sit nicely. So that's that. So you can see that it's looking like it already. So we've gotten the upper part now. The next thing is our knee measurement. The knee here, I got 12 plus 2 inches is 14. Half of 14, no longer divided by 4. From here upward, you divide by 4. From the hip upward, you divide by 4. From the thigh downward, you divide by 2. Please take note, I have not imputed my thigh measurement. I only did hip and crotch extension. I'm still going to come back to that. Please, if you are confused, go back and watch this video. My trouser measurement is one of the best. It gives a very perfect fit once you get it right. You never have issue with trouser again. So now, the knee area, I have 14. I'm going to be dividing that by 2, not by 4. So 14 divided by 2 give me 7, right? So I'm placing 7 here. So that's 3.5, 3.5. So that's that. Then the ankle, I said I'm using 8 inches. Half of that is 8 inches will be too small for this measurement. Let's say 10 inches. 10. So half of that is 5 for a fitted trouser. That's 2.5. 2.5. If your measurement is wrong, you're looking funny. There's a way they work in accordance. If here is too tiny and here is wide, just know that there is an issue. There is an issue. If here is too tiny and here is extremely wide, there is an issue. And if they are looking straight too, there is an issue. So while drafting your pattern as a professional, you can know if you have a wrong measurement. So I've done that. The next thing we want to do now is to connect it. Then we'll go straight into drafting the back pattern. So you make connection from here to here. Let me get it better. This is not working. Okay, I think I have one here. Alright, then I'm going to connect this with the string all the way. I am still going to make room for question and answer. So you guys, please keep your questions for now. So that's that. So we have a pencil trouser drafted here. And if you want to like extend it out, you can actually extend it out. If you want like a straight trouser, all those trousers that usually cover the leg you guys see online, is more like a belt trouser. There's an extension here, so you just taper off to the knee a little bit. It comes out from the knee, goes somewhere from here straight like this. Those are the kind of trousers you see that covers the leg run. You're not seeing the person's feet at all. So from this foundation now, you can draft different types of trouser. Any type of trouser you want to get from this foundation. So at the moment, we are literally done with the front. Now let's go to the back. Let's start drafting the back. Now, what differentiates this front pattern that I have right here from the back is just this crotch area, just this part and this part. That's all. There is nothing much. So now let's start from the upper part. When you're drafting, if you notice that I didn't add any dart here, lately I've not been using that, and that's because I've been able to work my way around my pattern and it works perfectly well for me. Because when people sew dresses like this, they sew that, it looks very ugly sometimes. It's only when I'm creating style line with my dart, that's when I intentionally add that to my patterns. But lately, I don't usually use that. But if you want to use that, when you're placing your waist measurement, you calculate that allowance and add it to it. If you're already used to sewing that, which is perfect, there's no problem with you using that, okay? Somebody else, you want to draft belt pants. Belt pants is simply you extending it out like a line like this. That's bell bottom. Extending it out, that's bell bottom. You can draft anything from here. What I'm today is just the foundation. So now let's go to the back of the trouser. There's something called gaping darts. Gaping. You see when some people make trousers, I don't know if you've had that issue before. The trouser will actually sit on your, it's not like as if it's falling down or the waist is loose. But here will not close. This part of the trouser will not sit well like it's sitting on me like this. It will not close. That's because you didn't do what we call gaping darts. Now, because people's stomach is quite big, by the time they place their waist measurement here, their waist point will touch this straight line. If your waist point is touching this straight line, there is nothing concerning your back crotch with straight line. You need to move it backward. If not, you're going to be having that issue. So you're going to be having that issue if your waistline of the back is starting from this straight line. So let's say your client's measurement, their front waist is touching here. It's not a problem. It's not give you any problem at the front. It's when you get to the back that you have that problem. The trouser will actually, but here will open mouth down. So how to control that is to move the waist point of your back backward. Now, how you move it back will be determined by how hippie, how the bum, is big. If the person has a very big bum, you have a lot of to do. Because those kind of people, by the time they wear their trouser, here is always open. I'm sure you guys have seen something like that before. If you have seen something like that before, let me see your comments in the comment section. If you understand what I'm talking about here, I want to be sure you guys actually understand what I am talking about before I go into teaching you how to correct that. Do you guys understand what I am talking about? Okay, yeah, so that's that. I don't understand the kind of emoji some people are typing here. It is well. Anyway, let's go into that. So how do somebody said she saw it before in my previous class? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. So now that you understand what I'm to correct that, move this point backward away from the straight line, so you don't have that. You can also add that to your back waistline. If you didn't add to the front, you can add it to the back, just to control that back shape. Okay, so but before I have, you can see that the line is already slanted. It's not straight. I can decide to work with this line for my back, but just for clarity's sake, I will move it backward by 1 inch. So let's say I want to start placing my back waist point now, my back waistline. I will move the back backward from the front waist by 1 inch, and I will take it up as well by 1 inch for what we'll call crotch extension. Hip lengthening rather, to make the back length longer than the front, because the back is the one housing the buttock, and you want to give it enough room so that when the person sits down, everything will not be opening. So you want to take it up by 1, and if the person has big hip as well, you can go as much as 2 inches depending on how rounded the person's buttock is, but average 1 inch. So when you take it back by 1, you extend it up by 1, you now go ahead and continue placing the waist measurement, making it land on this line at the end of the day. I want to place this waist measurement now, which is 6. What did he give me actually? Let me check the Bible. 6, and just continue like this until it lands on this straight line. That's 6 and quarter. And if I want to add that to it, so let's say I want to add that will be 1 and quarter. I will add 1 inch that, which I'm not going to be doing that here. I'll just do that exact measurement. So then you now make connection like this. I'll give you the back waistline, and I haven't gotten that. I'm going to connect it smoothly. It doesn't really have to land on the hip, but you tag it. But if it's going to land on the hip and it's going to be giving a kind of funny shape here, just blend smoothly onto the thigh. Once it's smooth, that's fine. So that's the back pattern now. And then gotten this place, stop there for now. Go ahead and add your crotch extension for the. How do we do that? We said our thigh measurement is what? 21 after adding is to it. When you divide 21 by 2, whatever value you get, it must be on this point. If it is not on this point, whatever shortage you have, you had it for the back. So half of 21 will give us what? That's 10 and quarter, right? 10 and half. So you now place your tape from here to here. What we have here is not up to 10 and half. I think I use 18 for the hip and 1.5 for the crotch extension. So we have 9.5 here. So 9.5 out of 10 and half, we are having 1 inch shortage. So what I am going to do is, I will first place half of my thigh for the back. Half of my thigh for the back is what? 10.5. Is it? I will measure that 10.5 like this. Now that edge I have at the front, I will come back and add it to this point. I have 1 inch shortage. I will come back and add it to it. So that means thigh circumference perfectly placed. Let me explain that again. Half of the thigh is 21 after adding is to it. We want that exact measurement to be for both front and back, right? Half of the thigh, half of the thigh, half of the thigh for the front, half of the thigh for the back. But what the value we've got for our crotch extension and the hip for the front is not up to that 10.5. So what I'm going to do is, I will first place 10.5 for the back, and then the shortage we add at the front, which is inch, I will come back and add it. So it's the back that will be carrying it. That way, it has the back crotch extension way longer than the front, so that it can accommodate the bone area perfectly. And from that point, I'll come down by ½ inch so that it won't look funny. I'll come down by ½ inch, that point, and then I'll connect it to the crotch line of the back. So it goes like this. Can you see? So it's from here that you now connect to the knee area, and voila, it's as simple as ABC. So when I'm tracing out the front or the back now, I will just trace out which belongs to the front. This belongs. Then you will also do waist shaping. Waist curve for the front. You can come down by ½ or 1 inch to do your curve, so that By the time you join it, it won't be looking like this. It looks smooth, to have a very fine smooth curve like this. That's what you do for the front. You just join it at the side. So that is it for the front and the back trouser. This is the back and then the front. It's as simple as it. So when you're tracing out for the front, you trace this line. Can you see? When you're tracing the back, you trace this line. Can you see that? It's as simple as A, B, C. It's as simple as that. So that's all for the foundation of trouser. Do you guys have questions? We're looking into my screen now to answer your questions. Somebody said I have such a pant, I can relate. Thank you. Okay, 1 inch for previous line. I do not understand your question very well, Zakia said, bro. Kindly ask your question clearly so that I can understand what you're saying. Yes, Benita Ben said no sewing allowance. No sewing allowance, my dear. Is when you are drafting, you are transferring your pattern to fabric, or you're tracing it out on a new pattern paper. That is when you are going to be adding your sewing allowance. When we are doing pattern making, we do not add sewing allowance on the pattern, okay? Because this is like a block, this is a foundation. Is when you're transferring it to a new pattern paper or you're cutting it on your fabric, that's when you add allowance. Crystal Chadwick, please explain the tie measurement for the back again. Oh, you're still going to see it on the video when you post it. Tie measurement, I've already explained the tie measurement. I said that tie measurement, whatever you get from your tie measurement, you need half of it here. Because there is shortage at the back, at the front tie, half of 21 is meant to be 10.5, and I have 0.5 here because we used quarter of the hip and crotch extension to calculate the front. So half of it is not up to that 10.5. So what I do is I'll first start from this hip line, measure 10.5 for the back, okay, and the shortage I had from the front, I'll come back and add it to it here. Then come down by ½ inch and connect it all the way up. That's it. I hope that's clear now. How did you get the crotch extension? Your hip circumference divided by 10 minus 2 inches. I explained that at the beginning of the video. The 1 inch line at the back that you move forward. Which 1 inch? I don't know what you're talking about, Zakia. She said the 1 inch that I move forward. Are you talking about this line, Zakia? This one? Are you talking about this line? I've explained the crotch extension, Busayo Eleyowo. I don't know if I could pronounce that right. Taiwo Shumeye said, for a big hip of 52 and a thigh is 31, watch crotch depth view. I do not encourage guessing measurement. I showed how you would see your crotch depth from the beginning of this video. I am still going to repost. Oh, somebody said I'm blocking the screen, but I need to like see the questions. I'm in again. So I'm going to repost this video so that everything I've explained before you watch it, because you didn't join from the beginning. I don't want to make this live video longer. I gave my mark of 45 minutes and we're already at 46 minutes. So I'll take one more question before we go. Okay, so I'll take that. No more question. Thank you everyone for joining this live video. I'm going to be reposting this so that those of you who have missed one or two things can go back and watch it. All right, thank you all for joining the live video. I will see you guys next time. Love you. Mwah. Somebody said, what's the best allowance to add to pattern? I can see people add different allowances. Well, if you're a new dress car, you can add up to 1 inch. Don't add more than 1, it will be too bulky. But professionally, ½ inch is the allowance you're meant to add to trousers. Yes, that's it. Thank you everyone. Thank you. People from India, unfortunately I do not understand your language. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for joining my live video, and for people dropping spam. I don't understand the kind of emojis that YouTube already warned me that there are spammers. I don't know. These are saying all sorts of things on my video, but it's okay. You're all welcome. I love you all. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time. I hope I'll see you in my next live video. Watch some of the videos on my page. They are very, very valuable. I mean, the cutting of the pattern to sewing, there are lots of things you will learn from my tutorial. Baskar, my greetings from Mumbai. I love you. Thank you so much. Temi's Apparel, thank you for video. Messi Welime, thanks a lot. Did the trouser master class and it's great. I love you, Messi. Thank you for the review. Those are my people. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a wonderful night rest. See you next time. Bye. Somebody said, do you have trouser tutorial on your channel? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And you can go ahead and watch this one as well. I also have a tutorial on how you can cut a pocket for your trouser. I also have tutorial on how you can sew zipper fly like this mine. Very perfect one. You can go ahead and watch it. Okay, so I have a lot on my channel that actually will be beneficial to you, from corsets, basic bodies, sleeve, anything you want to learn is on my channel. Thank you all. I love you. Bye.